If you're tired of feeling like you're not living up to your potential, that there is more that you can do and be, then stay tuned, because today we're going to talk about the 5 ways that you can live and train like a Spartan to become the best version of you that you can possibly be. If you're committed to training Spartan and training for life, then like and subscribe. And today we're going to talk about what that means. And so you may have noticed that there's a new intro, that there's a new logo for the channel, and that's because what this channel is and what I hope to accomplish to provide to you for value has changed. This channel and my purpose is to try and help you feel fulfilled in your life by training like a Spartan. And now, why Spartans? There are 5 reasons or 5 principles that they lived by that I feel can help all of us. And these are the things that I've been working on and that I've found have helped me be fulfilled personally. And so the first one is mission. The Spartans had one laser-like focused mission, and it was to be the biggest, baddest warriors in the world, in their known world. Everything was to become the strongest and most powerful warrior civilization that there ever was. And they succeeded at that. People feared them because of how they trained and what they could do on the battlefield. One of their men, like our Navy SEALs that we have now, could take on multiple men. And when you had a force of Spartans, they were almost unstoppable. It was insane what they could do because they had one focus, and it was to be the best warriors ever. And you have to have a mission. What is your purpose in life? And it might be something religious. It may be, it can be anything, but you have to have a purpose. If you have no purpose, there is nothing to guide you and tell you what you need to do. And so you have to have, one huge goal. And my goal right now is to be the best version of me that I can be. And so there's a lot that goes into that, but you have to have a mission. The second Spartan principle is minimalism. And there are so many things. There's so much background noise right now that it's really easy to get distracted and to have life take you off course, to take you away from your mission. And so Spartans pared it down to the absolute minimalism that they needed. They had clothes, they had enough food to take care of their bodies, to get them through their training. If something didn't get them further along their mission, they cut it out from their life. I'm not saying you have to get rid of absolutely everything and live in a little hut and survive off of, 2 foods that you've got stocked up. But there is a lot that you can cut out, that I can cut out of life, that is distracting us. It might be news. There's so much negativity floating around right now, and it is not going to get you where you need to be. You need to cut out the things that are superfluous from your life, the things that are extraneous, the things that do not get you further along your mission and your goal. You need to start cutting those out. So the challenge for you, and put in the comments, what are 2 or 3 things that you commit to cut out from your life right now? I know that there are at least 3 things that if you just get rid of those, that they will give you more time to do the things that you want and need to do in your life to become uncommon, to be better than you are today. So principle number 3 is training. So when Spartan young men, when they turned 7, they went to what was called an agoge. And it was, they left their families, they left everything, and they lived at the training facility, the agoge. And this training was everything that they needed to become, I'm just going to say it, become badass warriors. Like, that is what their goal was. That is what their society lived for. And so from the age of 7, that was what they did. Every single day was training to become that Spartan warrior. And it wasn't just physical training. They did mental training. They had to learn how to suffer. They learned gymnastics, agility. They did learn some philosophy. You can't be a great warrior without having strategy, without being intelligent, without understanding the terrain, without understanding your enemy, how to defeat them, what their weaknesses are, what your weaknesses are against them, so that you can still beat them when the odds are greatly in their favor. And so you have to train every day. And I can promise you that you've got time to do it. If there's something that you don't want to do that isn't, part of who you are, that is absolutely 100% fine. But you cannot tell me that you do not have time. You have 24 hours in a day. That is 1,440 minutes in a day. You cannot tell me that out of those 1,440 minutes that you do not have time to spend 30 minutes on what is most important to you. If it is really important, I promise you, you will make time. If you tracked how many hours you spent online, on games, on social media, I will bet you that there are probably 10 to 20 hours a week easy that you are spending on those things. So there is no excuse. I promise you, there is not an excuse. If you want to do it, I promise that you can do it. You can choose not to, but you have time to train. You have time to train your mind, to read every day. There's time to train your body physically. There's time to eat healthy. You have time to train, but you have to make that time. So my challenge for you is make time. Put on your calendar a 30-minute block every day of how you're going to train yourself, whether that's mentally, physically, your health in terms of eating healthy, taking 30 minutes to make healthy meals so that you're not eating crap throughout the day. Principle number 4, you have to embrace discomfort. Being successful, being exceptional is not comfortable. I can guarantee you that. What the Spartans went through, their training was not comfortable. And one of the things that I've done that I found that really helps me get uncomfortable but get focused and do the things I need to do is taking a cold shower. When was the last time you hopped in your shower, turned it on as low as possible to get that cold water out, and just got a blast of 2 minutes of cold shower first thing in the morning? I can guarantee you, if you were tired before, you're not after that. And you should start every day doing something uncomfortable, because if you start uncomfortable, everything else the rest of your day is going to be easier. So you should be uncomfortable being comfortable. If you're feeling comfortable, you're like, man, I feel so nice and warm and relaxed in this soft chair, then you should start feeling uncomfortable, uneasy in your mind with how comfortable you are, because once you hit comfort levels, your progression is going to stop and you are damming your progression from moving forward. A big cement wall preventing all of your potential from getting out and unleashing that energy into the world. So get comfortable being uncomfortable, and you need to be uncomfortable being comfortable. And then principle number 5, you have to go to war. Right? This whole Spartan philosophy was to train them so when they went to war, they did not lose. And they, at the pinnacle of their society, when they were out there, they were unstoppable. They may have lost some battles, but they won the war. They won it when it counted, and they won when everything was against them. Because of everything that they had prepared to get to that point. They just didn't show up and win the war. They lived so that when they hit that critical point, they came out victorious. And so you have to go to war with yourself. There's going to be some part of you that's going to tell you to quit. That's going to tell you that you're not good enough, that this is not who you are. And maybe it's not who you were, right? Maybe the person that's sitting down right now is unhealthy, is maybe you quit too easily. Maybe you just realize that you're coasting through life and that you are not living up to your potential. You have to go to war with that self. You have to have the discipline that when you want to stop, you can look at what your mission is and realize that you're doing this for a greater purpose, whatever that purpose is, and that is your reason. So when it starts to suck, and I can promise you it will, you can push through that, because when you reach the other side, it is the most amazing feeling that you're going to have. And all of these 5 principles are to train you for life. Life is going to throw you unexpected things. Someone's going to get sick. You might get sick. Someone is going to die. For me, life isn't about beating other people. It is about beating yourself, about beating your mind and going beyond what it is telling you that you can do, because I promise there is way more potential in you than a lot of us will probably ever realize in this life. If you push yourself and live these 5 Spartan principles every day, when you wake up tomorrow, you will be better than you are today. And every day you will get one step closer to becoming the person that you can be. And I believe that there is something greater than us. I believe that there is a reason that we are alive. And that part of that is to be tested, to see when we are on our own, when we have our own choices, who are we going to become and what will we do with our time and with our lives. And one of the biggest fears that I have is that when I die, I will be judged, and it won't be necessarily judged by somebody else, that I will have to look back on my life and realize that I either did or didn't do what I could become. And how sad would it be to see a vision of what you could have been, but you didn't do it because it wasn't comfortable, because it wasn't easy, and so you quit. And I believe that that there's more beyond this life, and how hard or how horrible would it be to continue to exist knowing that you didn't put your best effort out there, that there was more that you left on the table, there was so much more, and that you didn't do that, and to have to live with that for forever. So I'm going to call it for today, but you can live like a Spartan. You can train like a Spartan. And obviously you don't have to go to war, kill people, but if you go to war with yourself and get uncomfortable being comfortable and push yourself so that when uncomfortable things happen, that is when you feel most comfortable, there is nothing that is going to break you. There is no obstacle that you can't find a way to get around. And it may take time, but you will get there. And so I invite all of you, get a mission, get a goal, decide what it is that you want and push every day to do that. Cut out the things that you don't need. Train every day. Put in the time. Get uncomfortable and commit and be disciplined to live that way every day. And if you do, I know that you will be satisfied and fulfilled with the life that you are living and who you are becoming. So take care and stay tough.